So Bernard and Harrison, two friends and Manchester United fans from Tamil Nadu, they started a YouTube channel, probably to do watch along videos of their favorite clubs and matches that they follow. But with some mistakes and learnings along the way, a channel called Football Makka was born, and now currently it's called the Football Makka. Today it has 5.4K subscribers, and I have one of the two, a gentleman on the show. Harrison couldn't be part of it, but maybe I'm not sure if he will be part. But stay tuned till the very end because this is once again we have some more new voices on the show, and it's a new story that we are privileged to share with all of you guys. Bernard is with me today on the show. Bernard, a warm welcome to the Totally Indian Football Show.
Hi, Siju, and a very thanks to all of you here to giving us this chance to talk with you in this show. So I'm really happy and excited to be part of this show. Very warm welcome to all the listeners also.
Yeah, I'm sure all of us, we are all, the feeling is the same, to have you guys. And you've been the talk of the town for some time now. And especially, I think you all caught all our attention, boys, during the Tamil Nadu women's football tournament. I'll come to that. But you all started at the first, as a Football Makka channel, started with the FA Cup final, right, 2020 between Chelsea and Arsenal, and then you all just saw how things were growing, and you were like, why not start with Indian football or get more local, have more matches from Tamil Nadu and get them streamed to online. So how did this go about? Was that so simple a story that guys decided to start do watch along videos, and then it has become what it is now?
Yeah, it's actually not so simple to be honest. It all started with a thought actually. First thought was both of us are we both played football together from school, but now both of us are married and we are in different professions. So that's where the challenge comes in. You won't get time to watch football matches. So we both of us we missed that feeling of watching matches together. So we got into a plan of making this a part-time job maybe, so that we can convince people at home that we are actually working in the weekends and late nights and not enjoying matches without them. So that's how everything started. We started doing watch-alongs, and we were very happy with the way it was going. Our thoughts were very small, just limited to the time we get, the 2 hours we get to watch our favorite club. We both of us are Manchester United fans. So, and as you know, all the prime fixtures happen either Saturday evening or Sunday evening. That is actually the time for family because our wives are working. So it will be a big struggle at home to get our time to watch matches. So ever since we started this football muckle, we used to call it football muckle. We were very happy. We used to buy snacks, get drinks, and enjoy matches together at any of our place. So it was going smooth, but there was a point when we thought, why not expand things a little bigger? Maybe we can do some edits for players, and we were building a community without our knowledge because there was a following that slowly they would come in all the chats. They would ask us why you weren't there last week for the watch along, because watch along is like we discuss in our own slang. Just like if suppose 5 or 10 friends sit together and watch a match, all the banter will be there and all the funny stuff would be there. There won't be any formal commentary or things. We'll just be eating while the watch along goes, and we'll chat about anything that happens around football. So this was actually going on very well. There was a point when our channel got struck by copyright strikes. We actually got too excited with one of Gurupreet Singh's video. We do all these fan edits, right? You must have seen all these fan edits come. So we wanted to give him that focus because he was brilliant against, I forget the opponent, but for the national team, he literally saved the game for us. So we did do a fan video, but we got strike and our channel got closed. It was a very, what to say, it was not so pleasant experience because we built nearly 1,500 people on our first channel, and suddenly it was gone. We didn't know what to do or how to come back from this, and that's when a mutual friend called Vignesh, he actually opened our eyes. That eureka moment, or that moment when the apple fell on Newton's head, that moment was, he just asked, why don't you people create stuff with people around us? That was the exact line he told us. The thought was, why are you trying to celebrate or follow someone who is miles away from where you are? See, that is fine, but what about you people? You people also play, right? There are so many people like you who play in the neighborhood, right? What are you going to do? Or you can use them and create your own content. Why do you have to depend on other people? So this thought was very, what to say, it didn't give us sleep that night, because we had a long call as to how we can channelize this. Yes, the thought is very, very uh, important, because every neighborhood, I'm sure in India, in every district, you have people play football. So why don't you showcase their talent? That will be very good, right? It is our people. So we were like, what is the requirement? Then we started off with, it all started from there. That next leap from watch along gang to actually conducting a football tournament. That thought came there, and from there, we planned. We wanted to do it very professional, because though we are amateurs in this, we wanted it to be as you see a match which is being telecasted online. So slowly we started. We got first we started with fives. Fives is a form where we play with a smaller court, and you have a different set of rules. Not exactly futsal. Futsal has a different rule, but here the same football we use. Fives football is famous throughout the city in Chennai, especially. So we approached certain turfs, and then our challenge started, because all the turfs are suited to play football and not telecast it. If you have to keep a camera inside a turf, it is very difficult, because your camera has a very high probability of getting broken. So we had to use our phone. Our mobile phones are the only way where you can actually keep a camera inside a turf. So our first league, five-a-side league, was called Porkkalam. We designed every small things. Like, that was a time when we decided, okay, we have to give our heart and soul into it. Because I was an ex-banker, my friend Harrison was having his own business. We had to do something. We decided this is our passion. Instead of me taking over this after 60 years of my service, I decided I'll take it now. Harry also had that commitment, and then that's when things all started falling in place. We had our first tournament called Porkkalam Fives, which was very, very satisfying for us. Though I don't know, it is there in our new channel. That is when we rebranded ourselves as Football Makka, because Makka is a slang they use down south. Say machi, you should have heard the term called machi, where they address friends address each other as machi mama. So down south they address each other as maka. Hey maka, that's how they call their friends. So that gave it a native touch. So we rebranded ourselves as Football Makka. We started our tournament, Porkkalam, from with the help of so many people. All the turfs supported us. We had a proper professional setup where we'll have pre-match, where we'll have lineup reaches 1 hour before, where we'll have post match, an interview with the man of the match. Everything was, we only had 6 teams, but we tried to push all the 6 teams to be as professional as possible, because all these are amateur teams in Chennai. They had to report, they had to fall in place for certain protocols to be followed with regard to discipline in the pitch, off the pitch. We had to educate them that so many people are watching. Your discipline is very important to take this game to the next level. They also understood that. That's how the journey of Porklam 1 ended. Uh, so this, after watching Porklam, you must have known Mr. Sini Moideen, who is Tamil Nadu Women's Committee chairman. He approached us and he asked us whether we can telecast Tamil Nadu Women's League, which was a third edition, uh, from Nehru Stadium. Now it was like our thoughts were actually small. Now this proposal comes in, and it's the next level, a proper football from a renowned stadium. Now, as you know, the challenges are huge because when it comes to a stadium, our mobile phones are not going to be enough, and then our network connection. That's another challenge with regard to stadium, because it's internet. You need fiber optic, so that is our next connection. And then the people around it. We have to convince all the people around the setup that we are capable of producing such a content in a big scale. So, and even today, when we go for any event, the first question that comes up to myself or Harry is, who is in charge for your organization? Actually, we take that as a privilege because that's how the traditional organizations have been. Maybe they'll have a owner or a president or a CEO who doesn't come to the field and work. So we would politely say, see, we are the ones in charge, and they'll be at shock. Oh, so young people. That's actually it gives us so much joy to be on the ground working with people. Yeah, coming to TWL, TWL was a wonderful experience because, to be honest, we thought the women's game would be much slower than the men's game. First game we are there, a player called Durga from SDAT. She scores a Ronaldo kind of free kick. It is still there in our channel. I was there in commentary. I was actually commenting. She is building a run up like Cristiano Ronaldo, and she just scored like Cristiano Ronaldo. Our whole team was wow, this is awesome, because it was an eye opener. Women can play such a fast paced game of football, that too in 11s. That was, we were awestruck actually. We have so much talent right next door. And we were happy that we telecasted all this live. So that's when, and there are so many things to take away from the TWL tournament. We had wonderful coaches, especially Raja sir, a coach called Raja sir, who was able to keep Sedu FC at nil-nil, which with amateur players from school. The strategy was so evident in the field. It was a great achievement. We saw such a talented head coach and players who followed the instruction, just as we see international players follow. Say Mourinho has a plan and the players follow it. That was seen in our place at Nehru Stadium with amateur players and the coach here. That was wonderful because, as you know, Sedu FC is mighty club. Holding them 0-0 for one half was absolutely brilliant, and we were very proud that we are showcasing it for the first time. It kept pushing us, and the stories we came to know about so many players, and in many districts, people allowed their girl children to go to play football after watching the telecast of our TWL. That was a very, very proud moment. We still have that paper cutting at our office. So that was when we realized that, see, we are doing something bigger than actually we know. And it was so you know, everything. Myself and Harry, we always we know each other from childhood. We always have our own conversation every, say, once every 3 days as to which direction we are going. And especially after TWL, we felt so satisfied. We were convinced and happy to be doing this full time. And that's when the other idea came that why don't we make Porkkalam bigger with actual football game? Because there's always a saying, a fives football player or a sevens football player get labeled as a fives player. They can't go ahead in their career. So we wanted to create a platform for players, and that can happen only if we have a 11th game being showcased in front of people, so that they can you can really convince people that that player is good enough to play for a professional club or to play for the national team. So then we set the ball rolling. This curriculum that you are witnessing is actually a 1.5 year project where myself and Harry, we meticulously detailed everything, right from budget, right from the way it is going to be showcased or the way it's going to be broadcasted, everything. All the sponsors you see are mostly our friends because, as you know, we are not big corporate house to invest in a very large scale. We compensate that with our knowledge. We learn, like for example, the broadcast part of it, we have not outsourced it in anywhere. We ourselves are doing it with the own OBS and vmix software. We learn from all the resources available, and all these details. See, health partner is Sharaf Hospital. Sharaf Hospital is my friend's hospital. Angi Clothing is a jersey sponsors. They are our friends, so they sponsor every the jersey part of things. Like I'm telling you all these because all the small details we had to get into a barter agreement with our friends, so that they support us and they support the footballing community. And Porkkalam, we build it on three pillars: player welfare, coaches welfare, referee welfare. For referee welfare, we had to go to Tamil Nadu Football Association because they are the ones who have best qualified experienced referee, and such a referee is needed to keep the game, to maintain the standard of the game. So that was a big shout out to TFA. So all this, and especially SGAT, we had to on this show. I'm thanking Mr. Anand Kumar IAS. He is the member secretary of SGAT and the present ruling Tamil Nadu government under respected CM Mr. MK Stalin, because ever since the government has taken over, all these sports facilities and sports avenues for youngsters is open. It's all open. You can go there and approach people. Previously, we had that small hesitation to go and talk to people. Now it is like they are like supporting us in full flow. Come on, man, do good. We are there to support you. That's the encouragement we get, and we are also very happy. So it was going, and now we have Porkkalam, our dream, which has actually completed 5 game weeks. So 2 more game weeks, and then we go into we have a similar style as ISL, the knockout game and the final, which is going to happen on May 7th and 8th. And we are looking at allowing public for the finals on May 21st. If we can get that permission, it would be great to fill our Nehru Stadium after a long time. So, what started off as a very personal, small thought of just being able to watch football matches live has actually come to this state where next we are actually on the thought process of what is next for us. That is the thought process now ever since Porkkalam has kickstarted. But yeah, so far so good, so happy. We have had so many challenges. I won't say it was a very smooth ride, but with the grace of God and with people's support, it has been very good till now. So that's our story, and say I summed it up in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think I can end the show right here because you just gave us a great run through of what you guys, from where you guys started and where you are right now. But one thing I'll take, I'm going to take away from this is that how people have come in support of each other. Right from you said about the other guys in terms of the sponsors, you even mentioned the government playing a key role over there. So I think football known as a community sport, and here you have a very good example of people coming together and what can be done if we stand together, right? So that was a great story there. Bernard, if you can tell us, what does the word porkalam mean?
Porklam literally means battlefield. In Tamil, the word Porklam means battlefield.
Okay, so you started that from say the fives or the sevens, and now you've moved into a big, large scale. Uh, what was the whole thing of why the switch? What made you guys push towards saying that okay, let's not limit ourselves to having this porculum maybe among the fives or the sevens, but let's take it to another big scale.
Yeah, the main reason of pushing it to 11s is no matter whatever talent we show in the fives form of the game, what does that help the player? Because if he wants to play in I League or if he wants to play in ISL, in any professional level. The whole idea behind Porkkalam is to convert amateur players into professionals. So when we have that fives form of the game, we brand a player as fives player, or he's not good enough for 11's form of the game. So that's when this was a feedback we got after the fives Porkkalam itself, because they, in a subtle way, they'll say he's not good enough for 11's. So we, myself and Harry, we wanted to break that stigma. We needed to prove that these players are good enough for 11's. So now you see teams like Wolfpack or Yahweh, who were there in fives form of the game also. They're playing the 11's form. You can see players, they are very, very capable of playing at this top level. We wanted to exactly showcase this, especially I would say a player from Wolfpack, Ruben and Regan from Wolfpack, they're brothers. The comments would be they're too good for fives. We would say they are even good for 11s, but we wanted to showcase it. And this Portland 11s is a place where they get showcased also. These players are there and they have got their talent.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a great way also to be a scouting ground for all the scouts in Tamil Nadu. A good way, another avenue for them to do that. What's the age group like? Is it an open category that you guys have, or is there a particular age group that you look at for the Porkalam?
It's the open category, no particular age limit for club, open category event.
Okay. You mentioned Mr. Sini Moidin, and we had the pleasure to also host him on the Totally Indian Football Show, and also celebrate the fact that how he works towards women's football. Now, from doing watch along videos to then taking it to another level of streaming normal games that you guys involve yourself with, then comes a call from somebody who plays a very very key and important role in the state football for women's especially. How was that like? I mean, did you even imagine? I mean, let's not say about imagine, but how was the conversation like? What did he had to say, and how did you guys then go about with things?
The first impression we got after meeting Mr. Sini Moidin was he was a very genuine person. He because as you must be aware of so many politics involving around the official bodies. He was very genuine. He made it clear that he is the one in charge of uh, women's committee, and he said that he is there to support us. So that assurance is what we expected. And after that meeting itself, we were like we were very happy. First, him being at one important post, calling us and then talking to us and appreciating us. It was really a beautiful experience, and he was very genuine. Right from day one till today, he is very open and genuine. He makes it very clear what he thinks or what does he want from our end, and that makes it easy for both of us, so that we can work with a lot of freedom. Basically, we need not worry about things surrounding the game. Rather than we can just concentrate on our part of broadcasting and organizing. He has been a support, and very credits to Sini sir, because without him, TWL and the whole bigger picture wouldn't have been possible.
Now, there was something that you all focused on from day one onwards when you all wanted to even take the first step of doing at the community level, was that you all stressed upon was quality was key. So from day one onwards that you've been working, and then you got the TWL gig, and now that you guys are doing Porkkalam at a bigger stage, what have the changes been like with regards to quality in terms of the camera that you mentioned, in terms of the other things? Because streaming a match live needs, like you rightly mentioned, a lot of more uh, like products to do that, right? In terms of now that you're doing it in a bigger stadium, Porkalam 11s, it's happening. So you can't just do with one camera or a phone camera for that matter. So how has that journey been like, and where is it now currently in terms of production wise?
Yeah, that's when our friend Satish, he is also one of the sponsors of Porkkalam. He has a company called Studio Sigi. They are basically a photography and videography company. Ever since we had to make that leap from fives to the actual stadium. We got Satish on board, and we had a discussion with the first thing, as you rightly mentioned, was the camera, because you no longer can use a mobile to cover the full field. And then Sat came in. We call him Sat. Sat came with us to the stadium, and the first challenge was uh, the people working with Studio Sigi. They don't understand football. Now they are all people who have produced events like marriage events or things like that. They are even cameramen. They're not sports cameramen. For a sports cameraman, our first challenge was to make them understand the game. Like for example, I still remember an instance where we told the cameraman to follow the player with the ball. So he was actually following only the player who had the ball. In, but as you know, in the frame, you should actually, if the player with the ball is in the right flanks, you should show also the left flank so that you can capture the movement of players and the transition that happens between defense to offense. So this must be captured. So we can tell that all the mistakes were made during the starting three games of TWL, where we had to educate the cameraman, because we ourselves we didn't see this coming, because we had to make them understand when you should have that tight angle or when you should have that wide angle. And the TWL was broadcasted with one camera angle, so the challenges were less. So that one camera, it's simple. Now for Porkkalam we have three angles. So when three angle comes, all the three must be on the same shade. You shouldn't have that variation in color and all the technical things, so that you have that seamless viewing. So all these were challenges, and the equipment involved. Just as you know, the camera cost is, say, one camera costs 2 lakhs. But gratefully, we have Sat also on board, who understood our intention. So now we have at a very nominal rate. We have three cameras at a very nominal rate, and then the switcher, which is a very important part, because you should be able to see what happens at the dugout or the substitution. You should be able to have a closer look when there's a throw in or a corner. So all these happened, and switcher was a very important factor. So, and the system in itself, because the system needs to take all these loads and stream it seamlessly. So, I think loads of questions we get in Insta or on comment section is, can you do an interview with the technical team? What are they using? What camera they are using? What switcher they are using? What system they are using? All these are purely learned from Google, because myself, I am really interested in all these tech stuffs. Along with me, there are four people here at Football Makka. We actually have that curiosity as to how we can correct everything. For example, we didn't have replay in TWL. How can we bring in replay quickly? Or how do industry people, what do industry people use to achieve this? These are our questions, and we Google it. We spend nearly days actually to solve one problem. I remember replay took us nearly 5 days to come out seamlessly, and live animations, as they call it. Say, suppose a goal scorer has scored a goal, you have to put it in live animation. That took us another 2 days to figure it out. So all these, it is just our curiosity, and we make sure Harry being Harry's wife is actually a designer. Our first critic is her name is Jabba. Our first critic is Jabba, because when our designs or our quality are poor, we are sure to get a call from her first. So, what is this design? So, what is this quality or angle you're showing? So, from all these criticisms, we sit, we Google, we learn, we exchange our knowledge, and even in last game, there was a comment where they asked, how much do you spend for videography or all these technical things? Our answer was simple: we do it ourselves so that we don't need to pay anyone. So that's the answer. And ever since Studio Sigi came in, the quality, the the visual part of things, as you see, that improved because they are industry people. So, and we educated them with the game. So a proper synergy happened. You can see a quality stream now in Football Makka.
Now, finally, you guys now definitely have a team, and since the start, it has been like a community project, right? Even now that you mentioned also the family being involved in of each other, and adding their expertise and their values. But at the end of the day, you need the team to work efficiently. So, how many of you are there in Football Makka team at the moment, and how do you guys sustain in terms of the finances? Because I'm sure some of them would, yes, they would be young, but also uh, there would be some perks needed in terms of finances for the work that they do. So, how do you guys go about with that?
Yeah, very important question. Uh, I my family has a business, our family business, and the same with Harry. He has a business running, and we have people working for the. My wife is working for a tech company. She's a VP there, and the same with Harry. So presently, we are 9 full-time people in Football Makka. Plus, we have some volunteers who do internships. Uh, they come and go, but 9 full-time people are there, and we put our own money into this. Hopefully, yeah, we before going in full time, we have actually budgeted it for. Uh, we have our own target, 2 years to break even. So that is how things are going. And myself being a banker and Harry's family is also a banking family. We had a meeting with regard to all the budgeting part. So we have detailed everything with regard to the money that can be spent or what comes in, how it comes in, where it goes out, or is the spending needed? All these small details I'm telling you just to make you aware. If we need to buy water cans or pet bottles, even this, or if pet bottles are needed, to whom those pet bottles to be given, like for referees, or to whom that pet bottle goes, or to whom the can goes. All these minute details are actually uh, given thought and decided so that we save money wherever possible. And as you know, football is not a big business here. Our first aim or our prime aim for these 2 years is to develop that culture of football so that it can sustain on itself. So for 2 years we are good. That's for by God's grace. Everything has been planned meticulously. After that, again we have come so far. I'm confident, and Harry is confident we can sustain after those 2 years too. So that's about the financial part of things. Yeah, we believe we can.
Yeah, and finally, now, in the article that I also took reference from the New Indian Express, shout out to the writer and for cover the story, which I also did probably my homework from you. It mentions towards the end, this is a story that came in the month of January. It mentions in the end saying that you guys have plans of moving to semi professional, right? So, where is that at this point as we are in the month of almost ending the month of April? Where does that stand, and how do you guys want to see going ahead? The whole, I know you all are still in contemplating of what next, but if you have put some thought to it and if you would like to share it on our show.
Yeah, the idea is very simple. Go local. That's the point here because we cannot compete with what is it, a Premier League broadcast or an ISL broadcast. That is already there. What we are trying to do is bring out football stories that happen here at our hometown, at our home state. Because if see after going full time into Football Makka, I know loads and loads of styles of football. Like for example, in Karakudi, there's a sevens tournament, which is actually very famous in that locality. But I'm sure not many of us know about Karakudi Sevens. They call it Karakudi Sevens. It's actually a pride of all those villages there. In Coimbatore or Nilgiris, there's another culture that is there. They have their own style of football. where they play. They have that annual event which they have along with that festival they have every year. That's their what to say. It means a lot to that locality. In Chennai, North Chennai, you must have seen loads of film from this North Chennai community. Like, for example, the Bigil film, which was recently done by our Talapati Vijay. It showcases that, and Madras, a film called Madras, which was done by director Ranjit and actor Karthi. It showcases that football is part of their culture. And in Tanjavur, if you go, there's a culture there. In Madurai, as Sini sir was there, that locality that also follows football. Tiruchi follows football. We have Velur; they also follow football. See, all these are districts within Tamil Nadu which has their own culture of football. Our aim is basically to showcase all these cultures first, and then tap the best talents and showcase it to the public, uh, and make these players go professional. Because I was having a chat with Raman Vijayan sir, ex Indian national. He was telling, see, their career ends here. They go into any other job, and then that talent of football goes wasted because he doesn't know where to go, how to go, because he has to travel to Chennai or travel to Bangalore or travel to Coimbatore to go to make that next step. We want to create that local ecosystem where the game can sustain in itself. So we are looking at moving the Porkkalam setup to some other district outside Chennai, maybe south, so that that locality develops. Their story is told. So that's what we have in our plan. So that go local team works out. We create a structure around that local game so that it sustains. And yeah, our inspiration is from Malappuram Sevens, basically. I even watched the movie Sudani from Nigeria. It gave us a very, very good insight into how it has been structured. The game, see, cricket, as you see, I don't know whether you know, cricket has that proper structure till third division, till fourth division. They are very well paid. We are looking at creating an ecosystem like that in football at the ground level so that there's a proper channel for players to go to the national side. So that's our aim uh, on a long run.
Well, they all sound really interesting, and I mean, stories is what we at Humans of Indian Football or the Totally Indian Football Show also look at, and this gives us some more scope for doing things together, maybe, or you've given us some more things to do for ourselves as well, that we should go down there and share the stories. Thank you so much, Bernard, for taking time out and for doing this show. Unfortunately, Harrison couldn't be part of it, but I'm sure going down the years, we'll have both of you, and also probably do a video feature once we come down to Chennai or Tamil Nadu. Thank you once again for your time, for sharing your story. It's been an honor to have you on the show, and all the best, and God bless with all that is in plan in store for you guys.
Thank you, Siju. It was a great honor to be on part of this show, and uh, I have to thank Jenisha who actually made this possible. I forgot to mention her. Janisha has been very vibrant in the footballing circle in Tamil Nadu. Very, very big thank you to Janisha at this moment. And your team, I actually listened to all your podcast. You're doing a fantastic job. And yes, just as what is it, you share our values. You people are there giving voices to the unheard voices of football. So that is a great job, and continue your good work. Our prayers are there with you always. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those kind words. And yes, I was not done with my vote of thanks because apart from Janisha, I mean, it's a mandate and it's a thing that I have to do. That I have to thank Janisha on every show. So it's even by default, I have to say with anyone who I feature from Tamil Nadu, she is my go-to person to ask and to get in touch with the right people. So thank you, Janisha, once again. I also have to thank Amala, who actually messaged me and then gave me the context to the both of you. So thank you, Amala, and shout out to all the members of Football Makka. Guys have been doing an amazing job. Continue to do so, and we're always there to support for whatever is needed. To all our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please do share and subscribe to our Totally Indian Football Show. We'll come back next week. Thank you so much.